Hi everyone, hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm Kim from Umoyo Natural Health, and this is Umoyo Life, the health show where we discuss all interesting topics related to health and in particular natural health. And today we're going to delve in and talk about the importance of sleep. Enjoy! So sleep is probably one of the least understood physiological processes. But it is without a doubt super important for both our body and mind, and all researchers, they definitely agree on that. And one thing that I find so interesting is that when you're sleeping, your brain actually cleans itself. And the way it does this, it's very cool. So your brain and spinal cord fluid, the cerebrospinal fluid, kind of washes in and out of your brain when you're sleeping, removing these toxins and things that shouldn't be there. So for instance, if it wouldn't do this, you would get the potential buildup of these toxic proteins in the brain, which impairs the flow of information in your brain and between your neurons. But because the brain is washing itself when you're sleeping, these are all flushed out. So you can go a few days without proper sleep and your body can kind of recover, no problem. But chronic sleep deprivation, that they have shown categorically accelerates aging and literally damages your brain, the neurons in your brain. So let's look at the other things that can happen if you're not getting enough sleep. And a big one is that if you're not getting enough sleep, you are much more likely to gain weight. There is a very strong correlation. In fact, poor sleep and short sleep duration is one of the strongest risk factors for obesity. That's why you see it in all the diet books. Get good sleep. And they did an extensive review study of both children and adults, and they found that short sleep duration increased their chance of becoming obese by 89% and 55% respectively. So if you're concerned about your health and particularly your weight, make sure you're getting enough sleep. Poor sleepers also tend to eat more, and that's because poor sleep affects the hormones that regulate your appetite. So what research has shown is that if you are a poor sleeper or not getting adequate amounts of sleep, you will probably eat more calories than the person who has had that good sleep. Sleep also improves concentration and productivity. It can maximize your ability to solve problems. Also improves memory. Whereas poor sleep, that leads to impaired brain function. Same thing with athletic performance. You want to perform at your best, make sure you're getting good sleep, because otherwise you won't be. Sleep also affects glucose metabolism in the body, and poor sleep, not getting enough sleep, can actually lead to type 2 diabetes. I mean, that is insane. And it's just because sleep affects your blood sugar regulation and insulin sensitivity in the body. And they've done studies on healthy people where they've restricted sleep to 4 hours of less for a period of 6 nights, and that produced symptoms of pre-diabetes. Now, it's important to note that when these subjects were allowed to sleep properly, then their symptoms resolved within a week. But they've seen the same in the general population repeatedly, where people who are consistently sleeping less than 6 hours a night are at a much higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Poor sleepers also have an increased risk of heart disease and stroke. And this has probably something to do with the fact that poor sleep increases inflammation in the body quite drastically. And they've done other studies where they've shown directly that poor sleep leads to also inflammation in the digestive system and can flare up and cause inflammatory bowel disease. So we get it, sleep is vitally important for our health. So the next question then becomes, well, how much sleep do we actually need? And that will definitely vary from person to person. We're all very different, but also the stage in life that you're at. So a baby would require maybe 14 hours of sleep or more. A 5-year-old, maybe 12 hours of sleep, whereas an adult would require generally between 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So what can you actually do to improve your sleep? Well, there's so many different things that you can do. And I want to go through a few easy things that are very easy to implement, and you can implement them immediately, but they can have drastic effects on your sleep. Number one, try and go to bed at the same time every night because your body gets into a rhythm then. Also, avoid eating large meals before you go to bed. Leave a few hours between dinner and bedtime and try not to snack in that period of time. Also, start dimming your lights a few hours before bedtime. And definitely switch off all fluorescent and white light because they disrupt your sleep and your body won't be able to produce and release melatonin as well, which is absolutely essential for sleep. So opt rather for like yellow light or candles or indeed red light. And definitely if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't switch on your bright lights because that will wake you up. So have a night light, preferably with a red bulb, and then after you've been to the toilet, you'll be much more easy for you to fall asleep again. Also remember, if you're watching TV or your phone or iPads before bed, there's a lot of that white light and blue light, I'm sure you've heard of it, that will also interfere with your sleep. So limit screen time before going to bed and definitely use apps that reduce that blue light in the evening coming off your screens. So try it, see if it works, and have a lovely sleep. As always, if you enjoyed the show, make sure to like and subscribe and share with your friends. Special shout out to everyone in Zambia and Africa. Until next time, bye.